Everybody, what is going on? It's Bill with Franklin Loan Center, and I just wanted to. This is the report. I've shown this report a handful of times, right? And but it's kind of a go-to for me. It's one that Franklin puts out every month, just to look back at the previous month to see where things are going, right? And the main thing I'm hearing all the time about like what's holding you back is just the affordability, right, on buying that house. And there's two main parts of that, right? Like housing prices are crazy. And they're certain to crash, and then the other one is of course interest rates, right? And so, I mean, interest rates, we're going to see what'll happen. The market will determine that. We'll figure it out. But I just wanted to show this chart again. And for someone that's seen it for the first time, the what do you call it? The red line here, that is that's 4.5% growth, just flatline 4.5% growth since 2003. So coming up on 22 years of flatline growth, and 4.5% is kind of the norm. You can go back like 30, 40 years and it's 2.5%, or sorry, 4.5%. So pretty normal growth, right? And the crazy thing is this month you can see that because the other line is of course the actual housing, like the price action. And isn't it crazy that boom, we're like spot on exactly where we should be, right? And so, I mean, this is one of those things where, I mean, look, I'm not here to tell you affordability is great, because it's not. But I also need to have people operating in some realm of reality, and that is that I don't think housing prices are that far off from where they maybe actually belong, And I mean, look, is there room for prices to fall because of who knows what? And you're seeing this little tiny drop right here. I mean, we are seeing a drop. For what it's worth, you can see it happen last year, and then bigger in COVID, whatever, and then the numbers get all wonky. But it's not unusual right here, right? You start to see a little bit of a build in inventory. It's the holiday season now, whether we like it or not, and and you'll see a tapering off of just transactions, So, but for what it's worth, this report also shows numbers of transactions up year over year, and as you can see on the chart, actually prices year over year are also up. Even though we're seeing a little downturn right now in pricing. So, look, I do not think this is indicative of some big drop that's going to come. There's just nothing in the data that tells us we're getting there. Another thing in this report is showing, and by the way, this report is just for essentially Southwest Riverside County. They also included a chunk of Fallbrook. But generally speaking, this is showing about 2.6 months worth of inventory, which is still well below normal. When you look at individual pockets, I mean, like Menifee on its own, I think Menifee's getting up there closer to 3 months. I think maybe even Murrieta's even a little higher than that, maybe 3.5 months worth of data. By the way, thanks Dan Evans for that information. He was kind of talking to me about it yesterday. But so some spots are getting up a bit higher. But until you cross over 4 months, you're still in a very, very, constricted inventory market. So anyway, my thought is, I don't think anyone waiting for housing prices to fall, it just doesn't look like it's in the numbers. I don't know where a bunch of inventory is going to come from that's going to flood this market and force these prices down. It just doesn't make sense to me. So there we go. It's just that's the one piece. Again, just to reiterate, I don't think affordability overall is great right now. But the thing we've been talking about forever, right, is like there's a lot of reason to believe rates are at some point actually going to come down, and then you just take advantage of refinancing down. Hopefully that turns into, that starts to solidify. So anyway, just want to throw that out. Housing prices, maybe not as outrageous as you think relative to where they should be. So that's it. I'm Bill. I'm with Franklin Loan Center, and I'll see y'all next week.